Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about the greatest tool that Helldivers have been given in Helldivers 2 universe. That tool is Seige Liberation. Now, I know you haven't heard a video start like that, so let me explain. Well, first let me explain what is a Seige Liberation. A Seige Liberation is when a planet, so I'm going to use Yeti Prior as an example. If we attack Ballistica and Classica, if we do that, Yed Prior, why not? Yed Prior will be completely surrounded by super Earth planets, indicating all the lanes to that planet are under control by super Earth. Or let me put that a different way. All roads leading out of the planet lead into a super Earth controlled planet. Because of that, they can no longer get reinforcements, and a siege is created. Now, why is this important? Why is it important to set up sieges in Helldivers 2? If we stick here, if we stick with these 4 planets, and we look at the resistance level of each of them, so we got 1.5, 0.5, 1, 0.88. If we look at the positions of the lowest resistance planets, the planets with the lowest resistance, that's Classa and Ballistica. Now, you will notice that with those planets, if we attack them and liberate them, and I'm going to circle what will become super Earth controlled. So these planets, if we attack these planets, we see that super Earth controlled, super Earth control, super Earth control. This planet would then become under siege and begin liberating itself. Yes, itself. The way a siege works is that Seif reinforcements are attacking the planet for us and start liberating it for us. We can see that with Borea. Go into Borea. Currently, it's going up, even though there is very little Helldiver activity on it. Why? Because our Seif reinforcements are taking it for us. 1.5. The resistance goes automatically to 0, and Seif starts sieging the planet and taking it for us. No Helldivers need to do this. It will take it within about 4 days, if you do the math out correctly. A little over 4 days, if no Helldiver helps it. So that's extremely powerful, because that frees us up to do the major order, that frees us up to continue with more liberation. Currently, what we're doing is trying to liberate more planets than we lose. It'd be perfect. It'd be perfect because we can liberate twice as many planets as we lose. If we take advantage of the siege mechanic. And on this flank, we could do the same thing as we do over here. So currently, right now, we could attack here, liberate them, this planet will be placed under siege, this planet will be placed under siege. So if we attack Classica first, nothing will happen, but once we attack Ballistica, both these planets will take, in the span of 4 days, both these planets will become ours and delete these 2 sectors. Now, to capture a planet in the first place, indicating Classica and Ballistica, takes about 2 to 3 days. Sometimes more, depending on what the devs do in the back end. But the point is if we take that large number, 3 days, So 3 days for Classica, 3 days for Ballistica. That's 6 days. And we would liberate all of them in a total of 10 days. So in 10 days, we could liberate 4 planets, would normally take us 12. If we're taking liberties with some of the mathematics and the systems that they put in place. And also, assuming that it stays 1%. Because they could change it, because the devs are wild. Anyway, so we could capture 4 planets in 10 days. And the thing is, we don't have to do anything for the last 4 days. All we have to do is just sit back and watch. That's it. That's all we have to do. Instead, we could go and capture another planet. In those 4 days, we could capture another planet. Ideally, we could capture Charball. We could capture Charball instead of attacking Julian, which we're currently doing. Mostly because the Incineration Core is there. I get it. It's the Incineration Core. Everyone wants to face this special faction. But we could be doing this a whole lot more efficiently. So if we attack Charball, that would be placed under siege. We wouldn't even have to worry about it. And if we wanted to continue, I'll use yellow for our next step. If we wanted to do a next step and capture Charon Prime. If we wanted to capture Charon Prime, this would be captured. Now look at what we just done. By that, we have eliminated this. Oh, I want this. X. I'm going to count this one because it's under siege. We've eliminated that. Bora. Julium. We've eliminated these 2. And this one. Now look at what we've done. We've cooked this. We've liberated this sector. We've liberated this sector, and we've liberated this sector. All for the price of 2 planets. Instead of the current idea, which is just capturing Julian, then going to Charball, then going to Prime, it's just a bit more efficient. And that's not even the only siege opportunity we have. I mean, good grief, we can go to Vega Bay, liberate that, capture Wesen. Okay? If we go over to the Illuminate sector, we can go capture, I don't even know how you say that, I'm not even going to try, and capture the Meadows. We could go down here. Now, this one is dependent, but we could capture, if we succeed in the defense of Hort, all we have to do is attack down. We liberate that planet, sets up the siege of Hoshi Prime. Another one that's here is this one. If we liberate Hydrobius, we have to liberate Hydrobius. But if we liberate Hydrobius, all we have to do is attack down. And that becomes siege liberated. On the Terminid sector, once again. Now, granted, I don't understand what's going on here, but once the recon or whatever stops, that should come back to us. Because, I mean, it's surrounded by super Earth planets. I don't understand this recon mechanic. It's wild. That should be our planet. We could recon it by just running in there and getting everything, but whatever. Anyway, so I'm not going to include that. On the Terminid sector, attack 40 Prime. Now, 40 Prime is going to be the toughest out of all of them because, well, 2%, which is one of the highest ones that we have to liberate. But the thing about it is, it may be high, but we get a planet in return. So, it makes it more worth it. It makes it worth it, in my opinion. And that's kind of the only one in this flank because they're kind of well entrenched. And the lanes are just not working well working well with us. They've captured a lot of planets. But if we carve this pie correctly, we could set up some really good sieges. Like, if we capture this planet, this planet, this planet, and this planet, all we have to do is capture Arid, and these two come down. These two get liberated for free. So this is why I'm saying that the Seige Liberation mechanic is one of the strongest in the game that we never use. Granted, we're using it here, but we're currently not using it. We could have had these two sectors ages ago, but we've had major orders. We've had other ideals like that island we were trying to liberate a few months ago. So we've had other plans, and let's be honest, the majority rules in this game because democracy and everything. So what I'm basically trying to say is everyone has complained that liberation mechanic needs work, but I'm unsure that it does, because we have this amazing tool that we have of Seige Liberation. For instance, or not for instance, this is what could happen now. Okay? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 7, 8. Okay, so 8 planets. We can get 16 planets for the price of 8. That is incredibly powerful. So in 24 days, potentially, in under a month, we could capture 16 planets. In the time of the major order, we have 9 days left. We could capture at least 5 to 6 planets using this mechanic. Easily. We just have to know where to attack and attack correctly and liberate them in the quickest time possible. So that's why I'm making my argument that I don't know if the liberation mechanic needs work when they've given us this mechanic. Because once again, if we induce a siege, we don't have to deal with that planet anymore. Now granted, people will still dive on it, but they will actually be helping the Thief and actually be putting their liberation progress to good use instead of this. Now, I will admit, everyone is entitled to dive where they so please. I'm not gonna be that guy of being like, oh, you should attack here, and you should do this, and you should do that, and God, you're such a terrible Helldiver. I'm not gonna do that. No, I'm not gonna ridicule people for where they want to dive. If they want to dive somewhere, they can dive somewhere. But what I'm saying is, they could potentially, the lower numbers in this game, like the 1,000 on Boar Rock, or shoot, the 2,000 now. Wow, that was 1,000 an hour ago. The 2,000 here on Bora, they're helping the Thief capture it, and it'll go down even quicker. So the minority players who play on the smaller priority planets, like these guys, for instance, or these guys, could actually potentially put their liberation progress to good use by helping capture planets more quickly. So that's my argument. That is my argument. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please comment, subscribe, like the video. If you want to comment, say that I'm an idiot, or if you want to say you're a genius or whatever, please do. And thank you for watching.